All right, so Jeskai control. We've got 4 Teferis as our primary / only win condition. I guess expansion explosion is kind of technically a win condition, right? We have Settle the Wreckage and Deafening Clarion here, so we're a base blue-white deck splashing red for Clarion and then eventually expansion explosion. We got some Azure Gateways here. Oh, Azure Gateway expansion explosion. That's the win condition, right? It's a win con with Gateway. I've got it at X mana, and then this is Fireball. Got it. All right, we cracked the code. Let's see how this goes. This is actually kind of sweet. All right, this one has a way to kill people at least, right? Has a way to kill people. Deck has Fireball in it. Let's go. I thought we didn't have a win condition. Turns out we have 4 copies of Fireball. Teferi untaps the Azure land at end step. Good lord. Just the biggest of fireballs. Just like dome you. All I can say is neat. Neat is definitely an operative way to describe what we're trying to do. Standard staple Meandering River, eh? I think this is a keep, right? We've got expansion explosions and a counterspell against a control deck, and we've got a castable sweeper against a aggro deck. Stream Decker, yeah. Thanks for the reminder. Sorry, my flow is just completely thrown off when I'm up here still. Need to get used to that. Stream Decker should be good to go. I think I'm just putting this into play tap tier. We'll take a couple of hits from this and then just clean things out with Clarion. Found a Contempt. If I played an Explorer deck in Standard, I've not played Black Green on stream yet. Is the win con Ipnu Rivulet? Asking the hard-hitting questions. Do you have a land? The shirts are holding up really well. The quality I'm very pleased with. I believe we have the pricing stuff sorted. We'll have pricing. We'll have shirts for sale starting. We'll have shirts for sale starting next month. Let's see, I guess I feel kind of bad if they stick Fresca here.
I'm good at what I do. Your corpse will make a nice souvenir. Alive.
Eventually she ults. The auto tapper is great. Anybody not using the auto tapper either doesn't understand it, is stupid, or is afraid of change. So if you're stupid or afraid of change, fix those. If you don't understand it, fix that. The Esper deck was okay. I'm really not a fan of like the 0 win condition control decks. There's such good threats in this format. Just like pick some of them and play them. I think we're gonna die. Feels like we're gonna die, chat. Once this, at least this Frask ult doesn't actually kill us, right? It just like eventually kills us. So like the biggest thing about the auto tapper, you should watch the auto tapper brilliance clip. The thing about the auto tapper is that it tells you what it's going to do before it does it. So if you're just like paying attention to what it's doing, it's never going to do something you don't want it to do. Oh, this is something. Maybe I shouldn't ditch the Seal of Waves. I guess the Seal of Waves are like really bad in the face of Vraska, huh? Anybody know how many lands are in this deck?
Unfortunate casualty.
Someone check the stream decker for me. 27. Okay, next time lie to me. Next time tell me like 24. Next time don't. Now I'm tilted, chat. Do you understand that it's your fault that I'm tilted? Do you understand that it's your fault? That I actually have to sit down. I actually have to sit down because if I don't sit down, I'm gonna fall over.
Its loss will serve us.
And now I'm gonna like surveil and there's finally gonna be a land on top. Holy crap. Holy crap. Good golly. Golly gee, neighboroonie. What on God's green earth is happening? What a low variance game this Magic the Gathering. This Vraska's like trying to beat one of my Nahiris for the most counters on a Planeswalker in Standard. Anybody else ever play Nahiri in Standard? That card just like only went up. It just like never did anything else. Yeah, I mean, gotta sabotage that one. Oh, yeah, I just need to enjoy this for a moment, okay, chat? Don't take this moment away from me. Feels good, right?
Pain is weakness, leaving the body.
Do I just like Chemister's Insight here and then just like tuck Vraska in? Just like NBD? Their hand just has to be like 60 Doomblades, right? All right, Chuck's gonna die here, but he's gonna put her to bed before he does. No, they're gonna Contempt before I untap my lands, so that's not a good plan. Let's just put her to bed. Bye, friend. The cool Tef was a reward for playing in the closed beta.
This beasts are much more reliable than
There's like another ult that just like actually doesn't kill me. Just like another ult that doesn't kill me. Gosh, these Seal of Waves are rancid, huh? They're like really bad. I don't have double red either. What a tilt. I think I'm just passing, right? I'm just gonna like Chemister's Insight here. This card's really bad against black green. Very, very bad.
balance comes.
Justice Strike makes sense. I get that you like don't want red till late, so like playing Justice Strike makes your mana worse. You say that there's a preferred set buy order. No, it just depends on what you're looking to do, what card you're looking to get. Yep, I guess probably the sets that have those in them are probably most ideal. Is that a main deck Carnage Tyrant? I discarded Settle the Wreckage like forever ago. Remember like 80 turns ago when I discarded Settle the Wreckage? Anybody else remember? Pepperidge Farm remembers. Who do you tweet? You should have gotten an email to your account that the closed beta was registered to. Yeah, 1 to 2 Carnage Tyrant seems fine in the main deck. Card's very obnoxious, I mean good. Alright, so I can rev for 3 here.
Meet my newest friend.
What's your thought towards not forking your draw 2? I didn't think about it. Forking my draw 2 probably would have been good. Notice that a lot of the newbies in MTGA are frustrated and limited / standard when they get mana flooded. What's one reason? Is that the reason? No, that's not true, Historical Society. Non-rotating formats are popular because people just like playing with cards that they own. People that are new to Magic or bad at it or don't understand it just like always blame resource variance for their losses. One of the things that makes Magic a really deep and complex game is that it's often very difficult to pinpoint exactly where you went wrong in a game of Magic. Is that a second Carnage Tyrant? That's a second Carnage Tyrant, isn't it? Good lord. I would like to poke her. The old double poke.
Okay, so you've got claws.
None of those are Settle the Wreckage, chat. My wreck will never be settled. This dude's playing for keeps. Yeah, they're playing for ante on the playground, chat. My opponent lost too many cards to Teferi. He's like, screw this. We're gonna Carnage Tyrant these. 3 Carnage Tyrants in the main.
I've seen things that would break someone like you.
What's going on, Death Shadow? Good evening. Yep. I actually don't think Carnage Tyrant's like that big of a deal for a lot of these decks if your deck is built correctly. Let's Chemister's Insight. Am I going to settle even if I hit it here? I'm not sure that I am. I might just like Insight again. I'm glad I don't have to make the decision. It's just go to 1. No, I'm not gonna fork it. I can just like cast it again. Yeah, Carnage Tyrant's great. But I don't think people have been complaining about Carnage Tyrant like it's this unbeatable thing that's like terrible for the format. I just like don't think that's true. I think there's a lot of clean answers to it in a lot of different colors. Yeah. Yeah, and that's one of the things, again, that, like, makes the standard format potentially very good, is that, like, there's a lot of play to, like, what threats see play and, like, what answers see play to those threats. Like, you have the tools. It's not like Hazard It, right? Where, like, you're just gonna get dumpstered by this card. You, like, have tools that you can choose to put into your deck that are good against these things. So, like, that's land number 9, right? Which means I get to go, like, big chuck here. And you can see when I cast this, it highlights the 5 lands it's going to use, so it's going to leave double white up here. So I get to go ahead and play old Chucky Boy. And I get to go ahead and tuck Vivian into bed. Thanks for making awesome standard content. I'm really enjoying seeing all these sweet decks. XR Tron, thank you for the 4-month resub. Hey, appreciate that. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Thanks everybody for stopping in tonight. Got almost 1,000 people, which is really awesome for an evening stream. I don't often stream in the evenings, although I am doing every Wednesday night now moving forward. You know, there's a lot of great people streaming stuff on Twitch right now. I appreciate you choosing to spend part of your time here with me. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're new, my name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a full-time streamer and content producer here on Twitch. I'm here playing Magic 30+ hours a week. We play 100% Constructed on this channel. We play in a bunch of Standard on Arena. We play some Modern on Magic Online as well. If you're enjoying what you see, make sure you hit the follow button. That one doesn't cost you anything. And if you really like what you see, consider subscribing. My subscribers are the people that keep me employed here. Wouldn't be here without their support. All right, so I've got an answer to this one, and I don't have an answer to the next one just yet, which is a problem. And like the other part of this coin is that like they have Vivian and the other one coming back up, Vraska. New house. Are you change locations, Trey, or just like upgrading where you're currently at? Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot Caleb was off. I mean, it's not just Caleb anymore, right? Like Caleb and I were towards the top of the viewer numbers for Magic, and like now we have people that stream real games streaming Magic thanks to Arena. So like all us dedicated Magic people are like small fries compared to these bigger streamers. Nox and Savitz have been pushing like 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 people when they're streaming. I saw Day 9 streaming with like 9,000 people the other night, just like quite absurd and awesome. Oh, Settle shuffles the Vivian. That's a good catch. Oh, and they lost the Vraska to the Vivian. Yeah, you're super right. There's another one. Yeah, it's really awesome to see these other people from like bigger games coming in and like sticking with Magic. I'll be interested to see if people jump ship from Magic when Artifact releases. I know Nox said he wasn't interested in playing Artifact, but I think Savitz said he was contemplating streaming Artifact, so I'll be interested to see if he does any Magic once Artifact releases. Any more Magic. Nice, Trey. That's really awesome. Savitz says he's probably sticking with Magic. That's awesome. He's been really good. I've enjoyed watching his stuff. He's actually one of the few Hearthstone streamers I was watching when I was trying to learn Hearthstone. So I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 11 mana here, which means I can do this for 3 and still cast Settle the Wreckage this turn. So that's actually perfect, right? Because I can Expansion, Explosion. Although I guess if I'm settling... If you decide to come to GP Milwaukee, I can bring you whatever standard deck you want. I'll need to know early because I'm traveling the week prior for work. That would be awesome, Danen. Can you message me on Discord or Twitter, or just whisper me in here even, to remind me of that? So I have your name written down. Yeah, I have one more Settle in my deck at the moment. So I'm gonna go ahead and expansion for 3 here. And I want to make sure when I do it for 3, I'm gonna manually tap my lands here because I want to make sure. Oh geez, I don't know if it's gonna let me give me time to tap my lands manually. All right, it left up double white. God bless. I have one Settle the Wreckage in my deck. We're doing it. We're doing it. This is the last one, chat. If there's another Carnage Tyrant, we're done. We can't beat a third Carnage Tyrant. These first 2 we've got them on lock, but the third Carnage Tyrant is gonna get us if they have it game 1. I got Chuckwagon here to like tuck Vivian into bed, and then if I get to untap and they don't have me dead, we'll be in an okay spot. Whew. Whew. 22 cards in my deck. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22. You have Clarion plus expansion to deal 6 total. Okay. Can I beat 2 creatures? I have no idea. I guess they can Memorial to Folly, pick up a Jadelight Ranger and play it.
I've lost so much already. How this thing goes is up to you.
How many expansion explosions? Have I gone through 3 expansion explosions? I might be running out of win conditions. Yeah, Mission Briefing seems really interesting in this deck. I can see that being very good. You don't have to mill yourself. Expansion or Explosion is target player for both, so you can deal damage to them and make them draw cards. Teferi is technically a win con. That is true. So I gateway draw a card to start here. Because ideally, I would like to find an answer to this that's a Doomblade, so that way I can tuck the Vivian. This is legendary. That's unfortunate. So, do I Chucky Boy? So I'm gonna Chucky Boy here. And my question is, do I play conservative and tuck this, or do I plus him and try and draw a removal spell? Yeah, I can Chuck Tuck. I'm probably just supposed to Chuck Tuck here and be conservative. We haven't gotten this far not being conservative, right? Like I've got Sabotage and like double Syncopate. You know, how good is this card? This card's just been, I can't believe people play this card. It's so bad. I guess you like have to play it in these decks, I guess, but like it's not been good almost any time I've drawn it. Arena is so good, Trey. I can't even put into words how good Arena is. Holy crap, the Syncopate has text. Holy crap, the Syncopate has a text box. Whew.
You can't stop nature.
Can't live to deck. I have another Chuck in my deck, right? Yeah, I have more Chucks. I could play another Chuck Wagon. Yeah, I feel like playing more Ionize would be like pretty good for us. Yeah, Standard's sweet and Arena's awesome. So like, I'm really having a good time tonight. Modern was rough this century. Modern's been rough the last couple times. I'm gonna do some Modern on Friday, but I don't think my whole stream on Friday is gonna be Modern. All right, I get 2 draws. Obviously, we're at 1 this entire time, so like, big Choopy Boy here is lethal. Oh no! I guess I can play another Gateway, huh? Gateway gives me another redraw. I technically can Gateway a third time too here. I'd like to keep the new one. Keep the sweet arena content coming, you big beautiful meme. What's going on, Largoy? Thanks for the thanks for the 5-month resubscription there. And at the tier 3 level, remember I am taking standard deck list for a donation deck. So if you want to get something submitted that's sweet, be sure to let me know. Thanks for that level of support. I really appreciate it. All right, they've got 2 cards. They get to keep hitting on this. I guess they're gonna get to Memorial to Folly this turn. I can't imagine playing this deck for 15 matches. Like, it takes a certain kind of person to play this deck for 15 matches. How do we win the game? We have 1 expansion explosion left in our deck. Why is this deck seem fun?
The wilds are my shield.
Now, I actually think the control decks versus like the deck like my opponent playing are actually pretty interesting on average. I like these style of matchups a lot. Yeah, we missed our 4th land drop to like turn 12 in this game too. This was like a big deal. It takes Shaheen Sarani to play this for 15. Yep. Yeah, I think we would have been further ahead if we'd have hit our lands early, right? But like, obviously we can't control that. Has anyone donated for a good Sultai control yet? I don't know what good Sultai control means. I think there's a Sultai control in my queue. You can see the decklist queue on my website as always. Same thing as everything else. This cannot counter that.
You should leave. I lead the Golgari now. Step aside.
Well, the Gateway doesn't even make me mana at this point, right? I'm gonna concede and go to the next game here. I don't know that we're gonna play a ton of matches with this deck. I think I literally just like don't have win conditions in my deck, which like these style of decks I do like. People don't undervalue killing your opponent, chat. Killing your opponent's really good. Lyra Dawnbringer is not a card I can bring in this matchup. Same thing with History of Benalia, because they have a lot of ways to interact with these things. Definitely want the Cleansing Novas. Gosh, no Disdainful Stroke in the sideboard seems like a huge punt. It's really weird to me that there's no Disdainful Strokes on the sideboard. Gonna get these Seal-Aways out of here, because they have a lot of ways to interact with our enchantments. That's 60 cards. I'm gonna bring in a Negate and cut one of these gateways. Hey, Grelion, thank you for the brand new Prime support there. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Thanks for shipping those Bezo bucks this way. Do we just bring in Banefire as the last fireball? Just like in for fireball number 5? I dig it. How does MTGA timer work? So Magic Arena's timer is a turn timer. It's not a total chess clock. So long as you're playing at a reasonable pace, you don't run out of time. I actually really like it. It kind of emulates Paper Magic a lot better than Magic Online, because like it's not like Magic Online where you can just like tank for 6 minutes or like walk away from your computer and go do something else. Makes the games clip along really nicely. I mean, this hand hits its first few land drops, but I don't think it's good enough. This hand is never going to find its third land and fourth land and die, but it's definitely a keep. Oh, gosh, we're so incredibly lucky, chat. Yeah, I do too, Beetle. I like that. I like how and you save up these timeout counters here. So like this is my timeout counter in the corner. And as you play quickly, you build these up. So on a turn where you do need to think, you can kind of like have a bunch of time in the bank, so to speak. Weird question, but tomorrow is when I need to use my subscription. Does it do it automatically, or do I have to come on and do it manually? If Prime subs, you have to renew manually. If you're a paid subscription, there should be a setting in your settings somewhere, and whether or not it renews automatically or not for you. Also, keep in mind you don't have to renew on exactly the day you expire to. You get a little bit of a grace period. I think it's like 30 days even. But you are also able to, if you just want to remember to do it, you are able to sub even when I'm offline. So I think I'm going to stream late tonight. I think I'm going to go for like another 4 or 5 hours or so tonight. And probably take tomorrow off. I'm feeling good. Standard sweet. I'm starting to get a little bit hungry, but Christy's D&D game should be done pretty soon. And then she can probably get me a snack because she's wonderful. I like how it's turn 5 and my Sulfur Falls still doesn't come into play untapped. Welcome to the Jeskai life. One of the upsides to doing evening streams like this is that I don't have a hard cut like I do during the day, right? So during the day I have to be done streaming by 3:30 at the latest so I can get Jake off the bus, but here it's just, you know, whenever I feel like going to bed. Trophy. You put Teferi in your trophy case? That's rude. And you get to untap 2 lands here and then have Negate plus Sabotage up. I feel like we're in a pretty good spot here. Like, I don't have any way to win the game, but, like, there aren't ways to win the game in my deck, so, like, I'm not expecting to draw those. What edition? I think they're playing 5th edition. I think I just let this resolve. I don't think so, Apprentice. I think the Vance's Blasting Cannon's a little bit better in that deck list. Because that deck list has so many cantrip cards in it that the 1-mana cantrip cards are very bad with Experimental Frenzy. Do you think MTGA will get Modern? I don't think so, Trey. I'd be very surprised if this ever had Modern brought to it. That being said, I expect we're going to get a new non-rotating format in Magic very soon, and this will definitely have whatever new non-rotating format gets added. First time in a long time. That's true for a lot of people, Con. I think the last time we had a really good standard format was back when Cons was in standard. Honestly, I think once we have a new non-rotating format, I think a lot of people are going to realize that they don't really like Modern explicitly. They just like Magic, and they like playing non-rotating Magic formats. Like, Modern's interesting, but just, like, Magic in general is sweet. I just like Magic formats that, like, are deep and, like, you can, like, have a deck that you like to play, right? Frontier would not have done well. Frontier had 0 official support on platforms like Magic Online and Magic Arena. A non-rotating format that has support on a digital platform like this and like Magic Online, if it had Grand Prix and open support, it will automatically be more successful than Frontier was. Frontier was a gimmick that a card store in Japan created to sell backstock that wasn't Modern playable. That's why Frontier existed. Yeah, I agree, Spellweaver. Modern's like a really sweet format to like slam into people with when we're playing Magic Online, but it has a lot of non-games in it. And like, I feel like there's room for a format to exist that like has less non-games than Modern, but isn't just like a mono Xerox format. So they have 3 mana up here, so I can't Syncopate. So I guess I'm gonna go ahead and Sinister Sabotage, just like Syncopate continuing to be rancid. I think so, Wildfire. I think someone sent me something similar to that. Whatever sets they wanted to allow. What's the best Planeswalker ever printed? I don't know. It might be Teferi, honestly. Yeah, Settle Syncopate is not good together. So they're gonna have 5 mana left over, so I can Syncopate unless they pay 7. So I guess I'm Syncopating this Jade Light Ranger. Yeah, I mean, power level of everything is format contextual, but yeah, I think I'm countering this unless they pay 6. Power level of everything is format contextual, but like absolute power level across all formats, I think Teferi's probably the winner. I find that in Arena Wine, it crashes a ton either right after. I've not had that problem, Pithy. The only crash I get while playing Arena on Wine also happens on Windows occasionally. There's a crash that happens when a game finishes. Make sure you're using Wine 3.17 staging and you have the latest proprietary drivers installed for your graphics card. Sure. Yeah, we're gonna play at least 2 matches with this deck like I do with everything, but I really am not a huge fan of how this deck feels. Like I said, these win conditionless decks feel a little awkward. I have a master's degree in mathematics, and I've contributed to a number of open source projects and help manage a open source Linux distribution, but nothing super professional. Rating software has never formally paid my bills. I did some automation type work after undergrad, but never formal development stuff. Ditch the Syncopate. How much to push a Boros aggro deck to today? I don't know. I might have made promises on other things that I was playing already. Is there a Boros aggro already in the queue, or you're looking to add another one? Yep, Rainbow Lich is going to be the one after this one. God, so dead. Let's say 50 cannon. I don't have a hard cutoff. I can run for most of the evening. It's not going to be for a little while, though, because I need to play the other decks that we currently have in the queue. We got 3 more after this, at least. Hey, Death Shadows, thank you for the brand new tier 1 sub there. I appreciate that. Welcome. Now, the dinosaur is fine if your deck is constructed properly. And this deck has some answers to it. But, I don't know. This deck feels really bad. Yeah, and take a look around Kenninger. We actually played a Boros aggro deck. You should look for Nassif's list. Nassif had like a barely Boros deck that looked good. It was like base mono white aggro splashing a couple of red cards that looked okay. You should look at, I think Nassif uses Stream Decker, or check his Twitter. Yeah, the aggro deck that Nassif was playing was a Boros aggro deck that looked pretty good. Yeah, it's Ollie's updated list, I believe, was the person who sent it in said. Stupid 27 land deck. Stupid 27 land deck, never drawn a stupid land for stupid face. How much do I get per Twitch Prime sub? Approximately. Twitch Prime subs are the same as regular $4.99 a month subscriptions to streamers. And I have enough subscribers at this point that I'm in the 70% category, so I get 70% of that. So about a little over $3. I'm certain that Jim Davis left SCG for the same reason that I don't write for SCG. Money! Believe it or not, SCG does not pay the most for writers a lot of the time. There's a few writers that I'm sure they pay a handsome amount to, but a lot of the people don't make a ton there. Did somebody say Boda? My friend and I have a joke that when we get to our favorite restaurant called Boda, instead of suggesting it, we say, did somebody just say Boda? Basically, when you read my username, you helped me get Thai food. Thank you for the 4-month resub. It's a cute story. I kind of want to just dig for a white source here, right? So, Trey, one of the things you have to realize is that writers are advertising dollars, basically, right? So, like, it makes sense for smaller sites to pay more money to bigger names, to people like me and Jim Davis, because we drive traffic to their website, right? Whereas, like, sites like Star City, they're hiring writers to keep people coming back, right? Not to get new eyes a lot of the time. It's another Settle the Wreckage. I think I'm just gonna seal away this 2-1. I'm gonna like seal away this 2-1 and they're gonna play Vraska and just savage me. Oh, they're killing that one. Yeah, that's really good for me, actually. I'd love another basic plane. Sign me up. Do I have a feel for what the best standard control deck is right now? I really like the blue-black operative deck that we've been playing. The blue-black operative deck that was in my article today. I'm gonna be done with this deck. Yeah, exactly, Velik. That's a good way to think about it. Basically, when smaller people write for a site like SCG, or even bigger people, like SCG is in a way giving the people writing for them a lot of exposure, whereas like when people like myself and Davis write for Cool Stuff Inc., we're giving Cool Stuff Inc. exposure, right? That's what they're paying for. You can find my articles on coolstuffinc.com every week. There's a short link here to all my stuff. Yeah, so I feel like I'm doing the same wrap up twice in a row here. The these decks that just like don't have win conditions in them don't feel good. The best controlling interactive deck we've played so far on stream is definitely like the blue-black operative deck. So I like that deck can kind of pivot roles and be aggressive when it needs to. And this deck feels a little clunky. I also think that the selection of cards in this deck need to be adjusted, even if you wanted to play a no removal control deck or a no win con control deck, because Seal Away is exceptionally bad in the format, where one of the best mid-range decks is playing cards like 4-mana Vraska and Vivian and 6-mana Vraska. They just have a ton of ways to crack these enchantments open and make them look really embarrassing. Same thing with Azure Gateway in a way. Like, this card's kind of cute, but like there's so many main deck answers to it and so many different things that I don't think it's really where you want to be in life. You can find my blue blacklist in my article from today on Cool Stuff Inc. You can also find it on my YouTube channel, so everything I stream here gets archived on youtube.com/Jeff Hoagland, and I break all of those videos up by deck, so you can watch just the ones that you care about, and the deck lists in arena formatting, along with a link to my stream decker, can be found in the video descriptions. I think Seal Away is pretty bad right now. I don't think I would be caught dead with Seal Away in my main deck. I think you could sideboard it for things like mono red, but I definitely don't think you want to main deck this card for the time being.